We have a Richard from South Shields. Hiya, Richard.
Hello, Alan.
Hello there.
Right. I want to talk about censorship laws, right?
Okay.
For things like porno films and stuff.
Right.
Right? And things like newspapers and that, right? Without naming any names.
Okay.
Why is it that all of these laws are completely different worldwide? Do you know what I mean? For things like sex, consensual sex, like in France is different, Holland's different.
How?
And, well, in France you can have or make love when you're 12. In this country it's against the law, right?
How do you know you can make love when you're 12 in France?
Well,
I've lived in France. I never heard of that.
Well, I'm talking about like in censorship laws for making things like porn films and that, right?
Yeah, but you just said, though, you can have sex at the age of 12 in France. That's not true, obviously.
Well, you can have, porn films are made with people that are 12.
No, they're not. Well, not legally, they're not.
Well, that's what I mean, illegally or legally. That's what I mean
That's
about
child
censorship.
abuse.
It's not actually child abuse,
Yes,
is it?
yes, it is.
Well, in France you can get married when you're 12.
No, you can't.
You can't?
No.
Oh, well. Well, I must be on a different wave band, right?
Where do you get the information that is so wrong, Richard?
Well, it must be the people that are trying to put this out. And if they're doing that illegally, I must be basically getting these things illegally. Do you know what I mean?
So you've been buying paedophile porn?
No. What I'm saying is, right, all of these things like...
You said you must be getting these things illegally, and you're talking about sex with 12-year-olds. So you must be getting your hands on paedophile pornography.
No.
So where are you getting this stuff from?
I'm not getting this stuff.
Well, you just said, I must be getting the... You said, your words, I must be getting this stuff illegally, is what you said.
Well, illegally wrong, right? Well, basically, right, the laws state, and this is what I've been told, that in Canada, in French regions, right, that people can have marriage and stuff when they're 12 onwards, right? They don't have to wait until they're 16 to get married or have sexual relationships. Now, if that's right, and that's what people are telling me...
Who?
Well,
which people?
Well, people that are... that's just common knowledge. Do you know what I mean?
So you just said people are telling you, and now you're saying, no, people actually aren't telling you, it's common knowledge. No, it's not.
Well, by the people who were... basically, right, you've got in this country, right, you've got a certificate on a film. It's you, 18, 15, 18 with a red circle, 18, like XXX or whatever, right? So if you buy a film, and that's what it'll tell you, right? Like all those certificates, like on Channel 5 or all of the other programs, will tell you what sort of thing it's got. It's got sexual references or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Mm. Right. So if them are all like that, and all of them laws are there, right, and they're on these things like DVDs, what you buy or purchase, and you're buying things like PlayStation games that have got 18 certificates on, right? So that means a 12-year-old kid can't buy an 18-year-old certificate. Mm. It's the same as like, do you know what I mean? So everybody's breaking the law. Do you know what I'm saying?
How?
And I don't think it's fair.
How are you? Because you've just described that there are these certificates on DVDs and PlayStation games. Mm. So obviously everybody's breaking the law. How?
Well, like things like The Sims, right? You can get the adult version of The Sims for computer versions, right? And you know all about this, right? So if that's the case, if all of these things are like that, why is it so different for like places like prostitution in Holland to be noted, right? And things like it's a completely illegal thing in England. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or things like cannabis smoking in Holland and all of these other things like drugs and all of that, you know? Uh-huh. I mean, we're our government. We've got like the government with Tony Blair and whatever. Uh-huh. All of these laws have to be noted or noticed to the point in which some of these laws for things like having sex on a film that are what do you call it, for sale, like a video or a DVD,
porn.
Right? Yeah, or something like, well, an 18 certificate or a 21 certificate, or I think you can go now 25 certificates or higher. Right, you know, like the same as 18 to 30 holidays or naturalist things and stuff. So where's the law? Do you know what I mean?
Where the law is, serious pornography,
right?
Shouldn't be sold. Pornography up to a certain level can be sold by consenting adults from the right kind of place. But what's that got to do with naturists? What's that got to do? Yes, the law's different in Holland regarding prostitution. It's more open. It's more open in Germany. It's more open in France.
Yeah, well, for the study stuff like laws, right? You have to study it. So, like that all of these censorship laws are all different worldwide. Do you know what I mean? Because you can get like films from America that come here. You can get films from France that come here. You can get films from all of these other countries like Australia, Germany, and you know what I mean? That come here. But why is it like we've got this thing that it might be just something to do with the black market, because you don't know what you're buying and you don't know whether or not it's going to be. Is that
where you get your porn, Richard?
Well, I don't get porn. No, I don't buy porn, but I'm just saying censorship laws.
You seem to know an awful lot about it for somebody that doesn't get it.
Well,
how do you know the difference between all this XXX stuff and 25 stuff? I haven't seen any of that.
Well, the difference, what I know is, I know the difference between right and wrong, right? And I know that it's wrong, and it's against the law to have things like, you can't have whole stuff that's like
you were saying like before that it was all right to have 12-year-olds having sex.
What? No, well, I say as well, is it? I didn't say it was.
I'm afraid you...
Do you know what I mean?
Well, you said you had it. You said that I must be getting it illegally.
It's
what you
knowledge.
Said. And it's not Sims, common knowledge.
The Sims, right? You can get the Sims version of anything, right? Like, that's like stuff like common knowledge, right? Mm. Do you know what I mean?
Martin's just sent this in from Roseanne. He says, this guy is laughable usually, but he crossed the line talking about child porn from first-hand knowledge. Cut him off and phone the police.
Well, not really, because I'm not... Well, you've got the Sims on computer discs or whatever, right?
I don't, no.
You don't? No. Well, you must have... I know
what they are.
Sims, right.
I haven't done anything with the Sims. I know what they are.
Well, it's the same thing if a person that's only 12 has got something that's an 18 certificate and it's the Sims and they play on it on a computer or a PlayStation.
Ashley in Newcastle confirms she's just found out some information about the age of... the common knowledge that you claim to have, that obviously you're not commonly knowledgeable enough. He says the legal age to have sex in France is 15.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's not 16 like here.
Well, you said it was 12. You said that you'd get married when the... You said that you'd get married...
I've been put straight, do you know what I mean?
But you see, you come on here and you're always claiming, well, everybody knows, it's common knowledge, when you just make it up.
No, well, you've got someone that's from Newcastle that says definitely you can only have sex when you're 15. In France, so, but if it's like all of that stuff...
So what happened to the common knowledge thing, then? You're just backpedaling again?
Well...
Yeah.
Well, all of the people that I know think that if you go to France, you can have sex when you're 12, unless the laws have changed.
Or is that...
when we went into Europe and all that, do you know what I mean?
Well, that's not the case. It's child abuse. And you seem... But the problem that people are having now is that they are thinking... That's what you want to look at. You want to look at 12-year-olds.
No, that's not the case. Well, I wouldn't do that.
Yes, somebody else from Newcastle, Bob in Newcastle. Please get this guy. I've never allowed him back on, or I'll stop listening. I want you to report him to the police. Sounds highly possible he watches kiddie porn.
I don't.
Well, why are you talking about it? Why do you think it's all right for 12-year-olds to have sex on pornographic videos and then say, oh, well, it's nothing to do with me, but I illegally get it?
No, well, that's just putting people straight, isn't it? No, I don't illegally get nothing.
Well, why did you say it? Why did you say it?
What I said, right?
Why did you say... You said that. No, they've picked up on it. I've picked up on it. Why would you say it if you didn't do it?
But in a court of law, right, Which I'm saying is like.
So in other words, you are backpedaling from that because you can't answer why you would say you illegally got 12-year-old pornography.
No, well, definitely people have just picked us up wrong, and you have.
You
as well.
said it.
Well, I might have just said it.
You said it.
It might have just been something that you've picked up wrong.
No,
I was talking about
you
discs,
said
like
it.
PlayStation discs.
It's not a question of picking anything up. You said that.
Well, possibly.
I pointed it out to you at the time. They heard it. They're responding to what you said.
Well, you can send whatever you want, any authorities or whatever. You can come and get the police to come to anywhere where I am, right? Okay. And I'll tell you what it is. You can come and search me house or whatever, right? I haven't got no kiddie porn or anything like paedophile stuff.
Why were you even interested in talking about it?
Well, I want to know what it is, right, that people have got all of these things like that, right? Like there's this guy on the television, right? He's got kiddie porn and like Michael Jackson and all that, right? And why is it like all of that's it's just someone just picking things up wrong? I mean, and I've never ever had stuff like that, and I would never do it.
Why?
Do you know what I mean?
You see, but the difference is, why would you raise that subject if it wasn't on your mind? 12-year-olds having sex on pornographic videos. No. Why would you talk about that if you didn't have it on your mind?
There's things that you've got to find out, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Like if
I see. So you're the type that would watch child porn because you've got to find out about these things.
No, well, basically, right.
Well, that's not any good, is it?
This woman that's from Newcastle, right? She says
hang on, they're all pouring in now. Yes, one from Hartlepool. He's normally full of crap, but he's crossed the line now. 12-year-old porn is sick. Here's another one.
Well, listen,
Heather from Peterlee has sent one in. I'll tell a lie. It's not Heather from Peterlee. It's David from Hartlepool. And we all heard him say that he gets child porn illegally. Call the police. Love, Heather from Peterlee. It was Heather.
Well, there's another thing, right? So if I get something like a disc that comes to this country from France, right, and it's illegal to have sex until you're 16-year-old, that means if I watch it, and it's from France, right, and the 15-year-old are having sex on TV, I've broke the law, have I?
Yeah, in this country you have, because it's illegal till 16, isn't it?
Well, these people that get all the... So all of these people in France are illegal, aren't they? If they come to this country and have sex when they're 15.
You're talking about getting porn. And in one voice you're saying, well, I don't watch this, but if I get this and I watch it and it's 15-year-olds, you obviously get a kick out of the thought of teenagers having sex.
Well, it's a bit sketchy, isn't it? Well, I didn't get a kick out of it.
You're a bit sketchy.
No. What about teenage pregnancies in this country?
Mary from Sunderland, report him to the police. He's sick.
Right, so what about all these...
I want him arrested. He sounds like a paedophile. I would kill him if I saw him, says Mary.
Well, what about all of these people that have teenage pregnancies? The mothers and fathers condone children, 13-year-olds having sex. Right, and they bring up children that go to school.
How do you know that?
In this country, it's been all over.
How do you know they condoned it? Do you not think parents of a 13-year-old would be shocked?
Shocked?
You're not shocked because you like the thought of 12-year-olds having sex. Good night. 01914 488 3188. We're getting a lot of people saying, cut him off, don't let this man have a sit. Now, you see, this is a prime case in point. And I think it is worth me pointing this out to everybody that's listening about it. The whole freedom of speech thing, it's very tricky. It's not what you think is right. It's not what I think is right. That kind of freedom of speech that he has just displayed is legal. Whether you like it or not, that's legal. To call the police or whatever and all this and cut him off and don't let... whether you like it or not, we have to allow that. We have to. Do I feel comfortable with that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't want to think, whether you like it or not, we've had 11-year-olds pregnant in this part of the world. Now, that's a reality of life. I don't believe that the 11-year-old's parents condoned that child having a child of their own, not in any shape or form. He said, well, they obviously must continue. Of course they don't. That'll be a hell of a shock to any caring parent. However, the point that he tried to avoid is he has, for a number of years, come onto this programme and spoken no sense at all. And from time to time, people laugh and think, well, that's weird, or it's different, or it's this, or it's that. The vast majority of people dislike with a passion the fact that he makes no sense at all and says things to shock. And he did again tonight, and he fell into his own trap. Because when you let your mouth go, when your brain's not in gear, you say stuff. And he said things tonight that you lot have heard and latched onto, and you are quite right in everything that you say. Cut this bloke off, report him to the authorities. He's sick talking about kiddie sex. Paul in Merton. And Dave has been on. Get the police, please. This guy is sick. I hope next time he goes to France they arrest him. I hope that anybody knows him never lets him go near kids. I am calling the police. They will be contacting you. I'm sure they will. Also, David Evans, he wants to watch it. Hartlepool, cut him off. And Jim, finally, I don't know whether this is similarly connected. I believe so. I am going to call the police. Definitely sounds like he has child porn. I will stop listening unless you call the police with his details. I feel sick. He said I did not get a kick out of this, which means he has watched it. We've been inundated with calls from all departments, and you should know us well enough by now. 0191 488 3188.